Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is the platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talents and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is the platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talents and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you in. Hello and welcome to Youth Arena. Hello and welcome to Youth Arena live on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, and on Freetown Radio 90.5 FM. I am Cecilia Ali Sesay, and this is Youth Arena. As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. Watching and listening to Youth Arena, coming to you live on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, and on Freetown Radio 90.5 FM. Youth Arena is a program that looks into and discusses issues affecting young people in society, ranging from social, emotional, political, and economic problems in society. In Youth Arena, we educate, we motivate, we entertain, and we inspire young people. So today in Youth Arena, we are going to be celebrating the International Menstrual Hygiene Day. And to discuss that in the program, I have with me Kabba, who is the Gender Desk Officer for Million Child Foundation. And away from that, we're also looking at COVID-19 in relation to food and agriculture and Sierra Leone. And to discuss that, I also have with me Tholoma Sumah, the Executive Director for Foundation and Development. Good evening and welcome to Youth Arena.
Good evening and thank you for having us.
Okay, so ladies first they say, so I'm going to start with you, Kabba. First of all, tell us a bit about, let's start by you telling me about Million Child Foundation. What are your mandates, or let's say your main aims and objectives?
Okay, thank you very much. Million Child Foundation, as we normally call WION, it started 2009. A founder by Santigi Bayodumbuya was a founder of WION Child, and we work in two slum community, George Brook and Kube community, and our main focus working with less privilege and sustainability of a family and a kid. We have different projects that we are working at WION. I would like to start with first. We had a project like football for child development, wherein we capture the girls and the boys having a football game within the two communities. Then we had another one, which is girls to women, where we do a sanitary pad, reusable sanitary pad, locally made by WION Child Foundation. And the locally made reusable sanitary pad, we actually produce those pads because of our girls that are in school already been absent, because we do that because normally whenever you goes for do a monitoring, maybe one or two girls will be absent in school. Or maybe if you ask why, they'll respond with going like this: oh, I'm feeling this kind of way, I don't have sanitary. So WION Child produce a sanitary, reusable sanitary pad, which you can use for 4 years more. So then we give out to our girls there. Then we had another project to sustainability family. Maybe if we keep the kids in school, maybe send them back to school, we need to sustain the family. So as WION Child Foundation, we had a sustainability for family, like business grants. We give them a business grant to do business after we have already helped the kids in their education asset. For the education assets, we normally provide like books, school fees, uniform to enroll them back. Then after them, sometimes we call again the parent, then we give them a business grant support so they can be able to upkeep the kids, especially for their lunch and other things that are happening in school. We have so many projects, as I'm saying, presently. And presently now, we had a project which is called Sport for Social Change. We try to groom the little girls to how to do karate, boxing, and martial arts. But during this epidemic, the situation that presently, so we have already ceased that kind of project. As I can stop here for now.
Okay, so you spoke about your distribution of sanitary pads, and then today is Menstrual Hygiene Day.
Yeah.
Did you had any activity today to distribute to girls?
Yeah, we had an activity today at the Kabba community, which is a slum community. I think everybody know the Kabba community. Normally when Menstrual Hygiene Day is around, we try to target over 100 kids. But today is a lot of challenge because of the social distance, so we are not able to capture everybody. So today we just captured 25 of the adolescent girls at the Kabba community who have already been seeing their period. So we captured them today. We had a great session in the school center of 25 girls. Then we gave out a bracelet. This is the bracelet. This bracelet symbolizes the period. Like for the word, you can see the word in the bracelet. This word symbolizes the period, and the white is just the organ of the thing. So, like today, we gave out bracelets to adolescent girls. Then we gave them used clothing to them. We engage them. We give them education hassle because like we have posters that we are teaching them on menstruation, growth and development, and puberty in girls, then on menstrual to know about their evolution when they are normally when we normally commemorate these occasions, we even engage the parent. But today we are not able to engage a parent. Whenever we engage a parent, because you find out some kids when they are in their first period, they find it very difficult how to take care of themselves.
Okay.
So normally,
we'll come back to that.
thank you.
Let me come over to you, Tholoma. Tell us what Foundation for Development is all about.
Yes, Foundation for Development is a youth-led organization registered here in Sierra Leone. We are in almost every district in Sierra Leone. We support and also advocate for production and manufacturing in Sierra Leone. As we have always said, we want to see that Sierra Leone can produce and manufacture for itself. We want to see that the food we eat is being produced here. We want to see that the clothes we wear is being produced here. We want to see that the mic we are using here is being produced here. We want to see that everything in this studio is being produced here. The chairs we are sitting on is being produced here. So basically, that is the aim of Foundation for Development. So that is what we support and that is what we advocate for, because we alone cannot do it. So like, we talk to government, we talk to other development partners, and we also as an organization, we engage in short activities to see that we realize this of our mission of making Sierra Leone self-sufficient and independent.
Okay, so now that we have COVID-19 and you now see everything is in a cease, no importing of food and other stuffs, what's your take on it? Because your organization is trying to make sure that we produce our stuffs for ourselves, and now is the right time to be making that move when we don't have any imported food coming in, except to the right.
Yes, so that is why we are here. That is why we want to come and talk to Sierra Leoneans and particularly the government. I will start by commending them for the strides so far made in fighting the coronavirus, because this is a pandemic. We've seen that how it has devastated countries that are worse than Sierra Leone, countries that are more powerful than Sierra Leone. So the coronavirus being in Sierra Leone is no surprise. But we have seen that the fight has been concentrated much on the fighting the virus, and we have avoided another virus that is called hunger. Like you rightly said, we want to see that we produce for our country. So coronavirus has exposed the reality on the ground. It has really told us that the way we have been practicing, the way we have been doing things in Sierra Leone is not the way to go, because now we can see there are lockdowns everywhere, right? Every country is locking down. Nobody is traveling. Nobody is going anywhere. So it means if you are not traveling, if you are not leaving your home, right? It means you need something in your home. You need to provide something for yourself. I don't have to leave my house to go to you, Cecilia, for food. I have to produce my own food. So I think this coronavirus has revealed that reality. Because this is what we have been fighting for. This is what we have been advocating for. This is what we have been supporting in the villages, to see that we support our farmers for production and manufacturing in Sierra Leone. So now that what do we want to say? We want to say that we let me just give you some figures from world organizations like the IMF, the World Bank, and the WFP. What are they saying? They are saying in 2020, we will have about over 260 million people who will be food insecure. That means that they will not have sufficient food, and we will have about 40 to 60 million people who will be poor. They are saying that we will be having, I've forgotten another figure, that people will be thrown into abject poverty. And some of those countries that are going to be highly affected, one of those, unfortunately, is Sierra Leone. So that is why we're here. We want to tell government that yes, indeed, you are doing well in the fight against coronavirus, but let's not forget hunger virus as well. Let's see how best we can support farming. Let's see how best we can support local production of food. We have seen lockdown everywhere. People who are engaged in agricultural activities are not moving. How do I do agriculture if I'm not moving? Every inter-district lockdown. So we are saying, is the restriction for those who travel for agricultural purposes. Recently, I went to SCADEP office. SCADEP is an organization, a project that support farmers across the country to see that they increase food production in the country. I went there for, to apply for a project, and then they told me because of the inter-district lockdown, they have hold on to all their projects. That is scary. Now, maybe the food we have now in the country, after eating it, what will happen if we are not producing? You know, we will have more deaths than, because food, lack of food and water kills in 3 days. Thank God coronavirus will kill you maybe after 14 days, right? So if we don't have food, the post, we will say what we are trying to do to protect the lives of people from coronavirus, another virus will come and take us.
So how can we produce our own food when everyone just don't want to do the dirty job? No one wants to go to the farm except our grandfathers and grandmothers in the village. And then currently everything is so stiff that even the farmers are complaining. There was a report done by one of our reporters here at FTN, maybe as the program goes on, we'll have a look at it, wherein the farmers themselves were complaining about how everything is so stiff, even the seeds are not enough anymore for them to be planting and all of that. So how can we produce our food when, of course, we're not having seeds, and then, of course, the farmers are complaining of stiff business, and a lot of people do not want to go into agriculture?
Yes, the points, the other points are in place, but the point to say people don't want to do the dirty work, people don't want to go back to the farms, I don't think that is correct. I believe people want to go back to the farms. I believe people want to do the dirty work. But before doing dirty works, before going to something, it has to be attractive. You know, but agriculture has not been attractive in Sierra Leone. Government and other NGOs has not given it attention. So people are not attracted to it. It doesn't matter how dirty your work is. Hence, I will get money in it. I will go and do it. But that is not the case in Sierra Leone. Like you likely said, another problem is lack of seeds. We don't have tools. We don't have finance. You know, food for work. These are the problems. These are the reasons why people are not doing the work. But people really want to do the work. So that is why we are here, to tell government that these are the problems. We already know the problems. So what is now the thing is to respond to these problems. So what do we need to do? We need to supply these people seeds. We need to supply them with tools. We need to supply them with machinery and any other thing that is that is usable in the field of production. Let us ease the restrictions for those traveling on reasons of agriculture. If that is not done, I think we are heading for doom. Because as I said, if after coronavirus, hunger virus, so how will people survive? As I said, 3 days after without food and water, you die. And coronavirus kills in after 14 days. You see? So let's see how best we can support farming. So you said, how is that going to be possible? Let's go back to the villages. Let's ease the restrictions. Let's support the farmers. Let's give them the necessary tools. Time is already getting late, so let's do it robustly. Let's support our farmers. You know, people are doing vegetables, people are doing rice, people are doing other things. So let's support them so that we produce more. If not, I think we will really head for something that we will not be able to bear.
Okay, now over to you, Anna. As today's Menstrual Hygiene Day, this is a youth platform and we have lots of young people watching this program. And so in that light, I would want you to go to the least point in explaining what menstruation is all about, so that for our girls out there who are watching us, let them be able to understand. If it calls you to say it in Creole, then you have the permission.
Okay. Thank you very much. Because I think maybe others are there out watching, maybe they will not be able to understand our dialect, so I can explain that.
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much. Menstruation, because we can normally start with puberty. Menstruation they start from 9 years old to upwards age, because menopause maybe you go there within 50, 30, somebody the menopause 30. It all depends. So menstruation na a cycle where every woman, as long as you don't come woman, you don't mature, you get your period. And period na something where somebody no need for shame part and somebody no need for fear, especially when you're not woman, because you come across them. And menstruation na the first stage where they show how to maturity. Say you don't become the matured. Don't become the matured no mean say you don't big pass any other person. But now his stage where you don't already they show say you don't really develop from your picking stage to you be to your adolescent age. So picking from 9 years, they into the puberty, and they try for a develop himself, forget in period. Some people picking and it possible for see them period as early stage, while some they see them period as late stage. So menstruation na a cycle where they result to every woman, as long as you don't come woman, they resolve. Then when you reach to the ovulation time, you get challenges then when especially where for the first time. For the first time be into period, you get challenges and you get different signs then. So like for the first time be in a period, the first challenge you will get maybe the signs are different. Maybe your own signs will be like you will get fever, your head go hard, your body go hard, you will feel pain all over your body. It gets different way how it can. So like for like anybody we don't begin the pool bobby. We don't begin picking, we don't begin the pool bobby from the age of 9 years. 9 years you they begin see your period. So like picking from 9 years, we don't begin the pool bobby. It can possibly then 9 years you can see your period early. Then maybe 15 years you can see your period. It all depends how you hormones they show up. And so you they get period. So like for picking them where they how they are, we already not go in it to the menstrual, we will become strange whether they see the period for the first time. I will like because when the sign they come, you they get you go feel sick for the moment. So if you see any strange thing within your system where you they grow up, any strange thing where you they see within your system, you need to talk to your mama or your auntie or another caregiver or somebody where they close to you. So like you go they get you signs then on how you they get now today na World Menstrual Day, and picking them they how they are, where they listen, not so like everybody know this day today how important. Like for we will know and others we already don't get the ideas, they know what this day mean today. This day na follow we raise awareness but this with menstruation, because you find out where we they go schools, where we do with boy picking in a class, maybe you na the first term down there, follow you get and see your period. Then one bobo would they make one week. In a waiting this, then kind of stuff then there. So like we want to raise this awareness to even man them how they are. So like they go able for help we out for this campaign. For let them know say yes period. Now everybody in rights. For let it do not to privilege and not to proud. Now you right for let you get your period. So like for today, now a big day. We're on the 28th of May. Normally we can celebrate this menstrual hygiene. And the reason why we celebrate this day when on the 28th of May, now because we period calendar, the whole calendar of the period now 28 days. So 28/5 days because everybody gets how in period it can. Some people they see them period 3 days, some people they see them period 4 days, some people they see them period within 4 to 5 days. So like we global and we partners them how they are they find and fit say so any May 28th now a day follow we celebrate menstrual hygiene day. And the hygiene side like for adolescents picking them we not able to see them period them in their first experience. It can nice like I be say for share how themselves to them parent them. So that they will able for take a good care of them and help them how they are. Because for me, yes, I will not say I for take care of myself. But for a baby where they come up, going for a first time for same period, they find it very difficult. So like the bracelets, because the thing are 2 in 1. Now menstrual hygiene day and bracelets are wear. Because like when I wear this thing, somebody they ask me, say, hey, wait till you put then okay, then I say, okay, now you know understand. the reason why I put this thing on menstrual hygiene day, it's not free to all town I get holiday. I say yeah, the reason why we dey celebrate this menstrual hygiene day, for let una know say now we right, for let we get and see we period. And this they ask, so wetin this red dey for? Then I will get for tell and say, oh the red now we period. When we dey see we period. Okay, what about the white then? I say okay, the white then we get 9, then we get 14. The 9 days now just after you period, then within you safer time then. Then the 14 days now the strolling down towards the ovulation and for you get and see your period for the next month. So like now that we make out this bracelet out today. We give out to we picking them na Kabba community. We not even limit to we picking them na Kabba community because other bracelets and they like although not be able to get them closer, but we able to engage themselves and give them out bracelet and explain to them themselves they really like the idea, or then begin to ask, okay, so auntie, this bracelet I always say we not for the pull on. So like waiting you go show, okay, if you go now you meet somebody out there, you go say, hey, what's in this? You go able to express yourself. Period now one thing where you don't need for shame back. And as we they say we slash now it's time for action. So we need for tell the man them how they are say period not to something like this stigmatize it can day, especially for a school. Usai boys and girls the day. Because usai girls school and can day you can understand it because they only see them period. But usai boys and girls the day, the stigma the day. So maybe somebody go and mess up for the first time, then you grab, then a boy became say, it will make that kind of fame. So like we really they raise this awareness for boy picking them and man them, made them not say not a taboo for a surrounding for we like they see we period them.
Okay, Anna, when we come back, we're going to talk about the actual hygiene itself of when a girl or woman be in a menstrual period. Now over to you, Tholoma. You were talking about the government to take away the restrictions in the provincial areas so that to be able to transfer seeds and deliver other equipment to farmers in the province areas. Don't you think taking away the restrictions would give excuses to other people to flout the rules?
Well, that is why the law enforcers are there, and when we say when we say we want the government to remove restriction, we are not saying remove restriction for everybody. We are saying remove restriction for people who are in the agricultural field, those who have evidence that yes, we are going on an agricultural trip. We know people like SCADEP. SCADEP is a very recognized organization, project in Sierra Leone. So like, we went there, we said, okay, we want you to support us, we want to support our farmers back in the provinces. They said, no, right now we have, put on hold to the project, right? But SCADEP works directly with the Ministry of Agriculture, so they know them, right? So like saying other people will, flout the law, I don't think so, because even today, there are people who are traveling across Sierra Leone based on maybe they are giving passes or, they have exceptions.
Because there are passes going out.
So that is it.
So the pass systems are not operating.
No, passes are not for the agricultural people. Right? There are no passes for agricultural people. The passes are for, health workers and there's some other, maybe for those who travel with food, right? Only. So how would you give pass to somebody traveling with food and then you don't give pass to somebody who produces the food? It doesn't make sense. So you have to give somebody who produces the food as well so that the food supplies will not be cut off. But if you just give pass to somebody who travels with the food, then what if the food, this person is traveling with got finished?
So
can we have food?
Could that be one of the reasons why we're having inflation of goods, foodstuffs in marketplaces right now?
Well, I think there's some problem in that regard. Like very recently, I saw a news wherein people from Freetown City, they are complaining, right? They are complaining that their foodstuffs are getting, spoiled because they don't have access to, to the various markets, especially to Freetown, because even though there are passes, I don't know why they are not able to bring their foodstuffs, because government says those traveling with food are exempted from the issue. So even if government has said that those traveling with food, they are exempted, but I think security forces are still blocking them. So it's a whole problem in its entirety. So let's look at hunger. Hunger has been a very long-serving virus in Sierra Leone, right? It is not just here for today. It has been here. About statistics Sierra Leone says 56.8% of Sierra Leoneans are poor. You know, and one of the figures I said I forgot earlier when I was giving figures is a figure from WFP. WFP says Sierra Leone will experience a rise in food insecurity in 2020. We will move from 34% to 47%. That's very scary, right? So let's see how best we can tackle that. If we continue to sit down, and in fact that figure came at a time when we have not even recorded a case of coronavirus. That figure came at a time when we have not even implemented these restrictions. So what will happen now that we have, you know, implemented some restrictions? People are not working, everybody, you know, is relaxing. I think even if coronavirus finishes today, it's going to be a problem, and I think we'll have to tackle that.
Okay, it's getting quite educative here, but then we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue the program. Stay with us.
In changing and uncertain times, you need a bank that is forward-looking and preemptive. No matter the lockdowns or travel restrictions, RC Bank has you covered. With our mobile and online payment systems, you don't have to worry. With RC Bank SIM Copper and Visa cards, your life does not have to be locked down. You can continue to make payments and shop from the comfort of wherever you are. With RC Bank online platforms, social distancing is enhanced, as you can do most transactions online just as you can do in the bank buildings. You can print your statements, check your balances, make transfers or payments. RC Bank, we have you covered.
When things they change and you're not too sure of wetin tomorrow go look like, you need bank wey go dey with you so you go able to map strong. Now that make with even all the lockdown and travel ban, you no need for yagba, because RC Bank dey for help you. With we mobile and online payment system, you no need for worry one. And with we RC Bank SIM Copper and Visa card, your life no get locked down, because you go to carry on for make your payment and do your shopping with no stress, but with ease and comfort. So you see, now you go able to do the correct social distancing with RC Bank online platform, the same way no more when you do your transaction inside we bank building them. You can print your bank statements, check your account balance, or even make transfer or payments.
RC Bank, we have you covered.
Once you on, making us spread corona. Yes. Once an alter, making us catch corona. Yes. Once with soap, making us spread corona. Yes. Wash up for 20 seconds, make you avoid corona. Yes. No sneeze now, you on, making us catch corona. Cough inside your elbow, not spread corona. Yes. Avoid contact, making us catch corona. Yes. When man sick, avoid not spread corona.
Yes. This message is powered by Africell, because we care.
A strong and caring bank ready to satisfy the needs of customers. Rokel Commercial Bank is now introducing the answer to reduce delay in queues, transportation difficulties, and difficulties to deposit. SIM Copper allow old and young to make deposit withdraw from their account. Students with a swag account can deposit and pay fees from any location. Similarly, students with My Tea account, traders with Keke and Ososo account need not to move from their business places. SimCopper has agents to convenient locations, so customer need not to go to bank. Rokel Commercial Bank don't make life better for we all.
Welcome back. This is Youth Arena live on Freetown Television Network, channel 35, and on Freetown Radio 90.5 FM. In the program today, we have been discussing the International Day of Menstrual Hygiene, and we've been discussing as well COVID-19 in relation to food and agriculture and cereal. You can join with the program. Now, over to you, Anna. Let's now talk about the hygiene itself. For girls and for all of us, we still have women who do not know how to take care of themselves when they are on their menstrual period. So tell us what we're supposed to do for girls who are watching us when we're on our menstrual periods, and how we're supposed to take care of ourselves hygienically.
Okay, thank you, Cecilia. As we be done the stats back here, and we will go back the same. We will go back the same way. That's not a good question for picking them where they out there, and how to take care of themselves when they into the menstrual. And like for picking them, where they use sanitary pad, what we call pad normally. Pad now something where they take a maximum time 8 hours, not for last for the 8 hours. Maybe if you go school or you didn't house after you don't wash in the morning, make sure say you change the pad, and maybe let the pad last for 1, 2, or 3 hours minimum. Then you can change them back and use another one. And make sure say where you dispose them, use a plastic where you put them inside for do the disposing. And for other picking them, because I believe say this reusable pad, they boku sign now, and other people and they use them now. So like for the other people and where they use reusable pad, when a sanitary pad, when a locally made pad, they make out with cotton where you use. You did wash them. You did now something like a towel where you did wash after you don't use them. And how you did wash them after you don't use them? Like if you don't go to a bathroom on a wash yard for goers, you can use water and try for rinse first the blood out there. Then when you don't rinse the blood, then you can use soap now and wash them well. And you did make sure say you scrub them. You use foot brush for scrub so that the blood not going to be stick na the pad. Then after that you can you go out, then you can hang them na the gear so breeze go meet them. And you make sure say it dry well, because if it not dry well, it pull smell where you go and use them for the next time back, where you go pull one kind of odor. For the one that way they use reusable sanitary pad, where na locally made pad. Like for the sanitary, when a pad, when a this one hold on, they use before, and then you can just, after you don't pull them, you can just wrap them and put them inside plastic. Then you can go it in a dustbin. Make like you know just left them, or you drop them anywhere, then other persons see them. And because if the pad lasts for 8 hours within yourself, it cause infection. Because the blood where you release now something we don't need for take a time for wash them. So if you take them, because I believe say like some picking them we don't know how to take care of themselves. Maybe if you don't put one pad from morning, you go there the whole day, pass the next day back, then do another one, and that's not a good hygiene. At least if you don't buy the one packet for a day, for a month, you go able for change at least 3 times a day. 3 times a day, it will help you out for take care of yourself and for make your hygiene be clean. And for the one there where they use locally made reusable sanitary pad, when I the cotton, when I say you they use, you they wash and use them back. Like for the one them where they use that day, now 4 days inside a pack. So like let me say if you don't use the 3 for a day, because how you they use them, so you they wash them, you hang them, till the next morning it go don't get dry, and for later you go use them. And for the reusable sanitary pad, if anybody they have there, we get and when I picking. Now pad where you know they fold like I will go just fold, you close and put them inside rubber or any other thing, or put them inside you things there. Because that's something we need here. So like I advise picking them where they have there where they use reusable sanitary pad, where they use them. Now something where you defend maybe inside your room, because you get a mesh bag after you don't use them done, where you put them inside the mesh bag. Then maybe inside your room, hanger go there or somewhere go there where you go put nail, so where you go hang them, where breeze go they meet them. Because now something as you don't use them done for a month, then you fold them and put them inside clothes or a bag inside breeze not they go and they pull smell. So like if you did out there now that you be done to do before, you can take them back and do hot water, you warm water, you soak them with a foam soft for some time, like 1 or 2 minutes, then you can rinse them well. Now something where you need for rinse well for reusable sanitary pad. Then when you don't rinse them well, then you can hang them, then you find where now so you go put nail or a hanger, so breeze they come, so like it will be able for help you more. For sanitary pad, in the only option we get after you don't use them now for dispose them. But when you dispose them, not just dispose them like that. You can find a plastic where you go able to put them inside and go dispose them out, maybe in the basket or either now something side where you think say it will become safe. So like for picking them where can they into the first period on how to take care of themselves, it can very challengeable. But I believe say then they will parent them and then they will people them. These are the send them back to the parent them for let them go able for monitor them picking them when then they in their first period. Because when you day in the first period, you find it very difficult how to take care of yourself. Because if I don't know say I need for the change my pad, I will just go to use my pad for the whole day. And if you use the pad for the whole day, you will get infection, then you will pull some kind of smell where you know will like within your private parts. So like because we girl picking them, we woman them, we private parts now one kind thing way sensitive, we know they take any kind thing. So like if they see you period, you really need for take care of yourself. I'm not telling myself for don't I go use soap because some women then they use soap within their vagina. And your vagina now like something where like a tissue inside the vagina. So the moment you use something way harsh, it will destroy them. So after if you even self you want to clean yourself or get a good hygiene, you can use water and towel where you go just try and clean up yourself. You don't need for go and put soap inside there or they say Dettol they make where you put you go clean up yourself. And so woman themselves can use and I don't see picking them back and at this are the goals I'm directly to picking them. And in age as you they come up that's what you develop. Maybe if you're not 15 years old picking, then maybe your organs will not become strong yet or your movements will not become strong yet. Then you go use something when I hash something like now around people in the cell, woman concern, woman this, woman that. Woman concern all now how for you just use water and towel and wash out yourself well. You don't need for go put something like your sensitive part because you don't know waiting that thing where you go put inside you will go damage. So like picking them how they are where they use woman concern, where they use soap inside their vagina, where they use Dettol inside their vagina, it's not good at all. Like Dettol, it's good for wash. You can wash your body with them, you will feel fresh. But you not go use Dettol within your private part because your private part now is sensitive side where like we vagina they like a tissue. So imagine how tissue they where it don't soak, how it did. So now like that kind where they with vagina they. So you know they resist anything way too hard. So like you need for take care of yourself. You can wash yourself with just ordinary water and use towel for clean yourself.
Okay.
And that will help you more.
Alright, thank you. Now let me bring you in, Tholoma. As we don't cite out the problems, you know, about food and agriculture right now in the midst of COVID-19. As an organization, what have you been doing to make sure you solve the problem or at least be of support to that problem?
Yes, like my sister said, they have a slogan, time for action. Like if you look at my shirt, you can see also time for action. It's a good thing that young people are now beginning to think that this is the time for action. This is not just the time to talk. You know, they are just from sharing menstrual hygiene, you know, kids to young girls. I think that should be the new way to go. It is not just about talking. We don't just have to tell government, oh, our girls are this, our girls do not have hygienic things. But what have they done? That is what she is saying. So for us as an organization, we say this is time for action. This is not the time just to talk, because the problems are almost known to everyone. We know that we don't have food, we know that we are hungry, we know that our education system is poor, we know that youth don't have jobs. So we at Foundation for Development, what we have been doing is to see that we support farmers to see that they produce food. I know you're aware of a project we did at Mapang, where we support farmers to see that they produce cassava, which was over 50 acres of cassava farm for the people of Mapang, and also we are also supporting farmers at Pujahu. As I said, we are almost everywhere in every district in Sierra Leone. So our team members are there. So like we are getting information directly from them about what is happening in the farms, what is happening to farmers. So like during this COVID-19, we have not been able to take up tangible or maybe some activities simply because of one, the restrictions, and also the economic hardship. Because for us, what we have been doing is sponsored by us as members, and then we are not rich people. We are not employed where we can have fat how do I put it, fat salaries so that we can support the organization. So all what we have been doing is solely sponsored by us. So now it's COVID-19 time. Though it is COVID-19 time at Pujam district, we have our coordinator there who is doing very well. He is supporting farmers. They are there. They want to establish cassava farm, also maize farm, to see that they cushion the effect of the coronavirus, because coronavirus comes with hunger as well. You know, there are certain places that are not getting food. So if we don't plant food now, it's a problem. So basically we have been supporting farmers, but it has been small because we don't have money, and we have not got any external support from people, from government, from organizations, though we have been engaging some people, some organizations to say that they support our movement, that this is what we want. We want Sierra Leone to be self-sufficient. We want Sierra Leone to produce food for itself. We want Sierra Leone to produce other things for itself, because that is the only way we can create economic development. And then, as I was saying some figures, you know, the World Bank is saying 50 to 60 million people could go into abject poverty as a result of coronavirus. So if that is the case, what else can remove poverty like agriculture? You know, they are saying, WFP is saying 265 million people will go food insecure. What else can remove food insecurity apart from agriculture? You know, some of these things, agriculture have been described as the backbone of any economy. Whilst we are in school, these are the things that we are taught. You know, and also there was a sub-topic under agriculture that called importance of agriculture. Under that, they taught us that agriculture increase revenue, that is the economy. It also brings foreign exchange. It provides food. It, you know, all of these good things agriculture provides. So that is what we are advocating for, and that is what we'll do. And we'll do more than we'll talk. because it is not just about talking. This is the time for action. Everybody knows the problem. Let us now respond to the problems. So that is why we want to tell the government that Sierra Leone has been a country wherein when one project comes, every ministry, everybody concentrate on that project. It should not be like that. And this is a health problem. Let the Ministry of Health deals with it. Let the Ministry of Agriculture go to the agricultural field. Let the other ministries go to their own ministries and do things. So we as an organization, we have not been solely concentrated on COVID-19 because that is not health is not our mandate. But even as that, we have been able to create some flyers wherein we sensitize the public. Please put your face mask as you're seeing mine. This is also a way to tell people that even though we advocate for hunger, we also want your well-being, because it is only when you are alive that you can eat. So we have been doing some of those messages to tell people that yes, the coronavirus is real, and then make sure you follow all the precautionary measures to curtail the disease, and don't forget hunger virus as well.
Okay, so Hannah here has told us about their activity today in recognizing the International Menstrual Hygiene Day, and they did something today to girls out there. So let's have a look of it and let's see how it went. Okay, and now let's go over to a report done by FTN's and EM Sandy about some farmers, the challenges they are faced with in this COVID-19. Let's have a look at it.
All things are turning around during this COVID-19 period. Agriculture and food security is also a paramount necessity and therefore should be taken into consideration. Awana Tukamara, an onion and green plant farmer in Kamen, explained the constraints and challenges, especially the cost of fertilizer and the sale of this product, which is their only means of livelihood for the family.
Baking commodity, I go for wholesale. So on the way they go sell things they trang as on a neighbor safe. Pass you can cook or iba, go to the heater or ship the heater. Business no day. At least green working pick and so now I can get with they eat. Now I can get back with it, working go sell if you can done, I can buy medicine for canon of already see a bus go able come on fine. Because support no day. The price if you say 2,000, then can pay them 500 on the 1,000 and so they sell about can sell one sell and pass that. But if you want can do your own business, pass you sell and so how they want. Put fertilizer, but on the all strain, no they get. pass we can go buy. Sunday we can late for put ourselves because we no can get money, we no dey get support. Pass you direct say before you go buy fertilizer, but we can't put an and you kick up you. This fertilizer what we can put an and they make the thing they all fresh and if come on fine. But if you see no they nothing and so no more. Well, I let Papa government help we for the medicine there, the seed there, we not get better seed this year. Well, the seed they all buy all don't well expire. Feel like what they help we so. Then supply all anything and they sometimes and go find for who buy there for let them buy it so fine. But if it does not be well, people then keep can buy it so we out then like out then want. Papa government if you not help we go for left the farming who self go meet in a city.
Nabi Kamara also okra, eggplant and pepper also noted numerous challenges during the sowing and selling period of this vegetable, which can degrade in status before reaching the point of sales just to obtain or no profit.
Iko pack do come, maponye, amap, mapo mape, meme potape, da mbaka basi me machir machemi, molo mpase 40 days. All of pass 2 months, make it 3 months. It to buy kitu, tila buy rubber, tila ma. Pepi me tila nga today wire so 60,000 and kitu. Nga mama kone to tila man ko to pepe tamu to 80,000 and 90,000 and tila 100 ton and tila.
Mahmoud Bundu Kamara talks of different stages they go through in order to achieve successful farming. Yet these products are being sold just to acquire low income in the business. It therefore called on the government to provide the necessary ingredients and a level playground for every farmer.
Well, we start to process through by brushing. After we don't brush, we clear and then we begin lay hip there. We don't lay the hip and we begin nurse. And from the nursing, even at the Abbas, it take about 1 month and 10 days. One Papa government may help we through from the fertilizer and other things, and the water can there. Last message is that me I hope say, but we struggle very hard, we go succeed one day. And I go able to talk to them back, make them come in farming.
Agriculture is.
Okay, that was a report done by Ada E.M. Sadi, and as we've heard from the farmers, it's really hard for them right now. They do not have seeds, there is COVID-19, and nothing is actually going to them right now to do their farming, and they are calling the government to come to the aid for support, and that is why we have organizations like Foundation for Development who are there to advocate for farmers and to make sure that food is sufficient for Sierra Leoneans. So as we wrap up the program, Tholoma, what would be your roundup statement to the government and the viewers out there?
I want to join the farmers that who have just spoken about their challenges. That's just few of the challenges. If you go across the country, you see farmers tell you a lot of other challenges, and then government has not been focused on helping the farmers. So we want to tell, we Foundation for Development wants to tell the government, please concentrate on farming, concentrate on local production and manufacturing. Even this COVID-19 equipment that we are using to fight the COVID-19, we have to focus also on our local producers, our local manufacturers. We have seen on social media and on other media platforms where we see our young people are producing or are manufacturing certain machines that can be used, in the fight against coronavirus. So I've seen it also in other countries like Rwanda, Kenya, and other places. So let's support those people. Let's support our young people to produce for us hand washing machines and other equipment to fight coronavirus, because we believe at Foundation for Development, production and manufacturing in Sierra Leone is the new way to go. We need to do that so that we can have economic growth and self-sufficiency for national growth. Without that, I think it would be a problem. So we hope the government looks into that and then also ease restrictions on those that are involved in agriculture. Somebody that wants to do agriculture, please don't block the person. Let the person go anywhere around Sierra Leone to do his or her agricultural activity so that we can have food security in Sierra Leone.
Okay, thank you very much. Hannah, what's your other statement?
Okay, a very big thanks to all organizations that commemorate this day today, that how dear to celebrate this World Menstrual Hygiene Day. A very big thanks to them. And a very big thanks to our girls, our adolescent girls, who were able to be part of the ceremony that we hold on today when we are having the session on Menstrual Hygiene Day. And a advice to all the parents out there, especially when your kids are in a first period. Please, we encourage you to not be too harsh to them. Try to encourage them and make them to understand the reason of being seeing their first period. And another shout out goes especially for girls that are using sanitary pad, because the reason why I'm emphasizing on sanitary pad, people misuse the sanitary pad, how they use it. Maybe, so if you are using sanitary pad or reusable, please know how to take care of it. So it will be for a safer environment and for your hygiene. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much, Hannah, Kabba, and Tholoma, Sumah, for being with us. It's a pleasure having you. And thanks to our viewers out there for being with us to the end of the program. Many thanks to our producer, Mohammed Mtsabangura, and Tab. Thanks to the camera operator, Kelly Dawn, and the control operator, Big Fish in the building. Many thanks for watching. I am Cecilia and Sesay. Have a blessed day and stay safe.
As young people, we go through so many challenges, difficulties, and some tough situations that seem to be stumbling block to us achieving our goal. Oh yes, I know it's happening because I am a youth. But hey, in the midst of all those trials and others, we still have that young and vibrant brain that thinks about creativity, innovation, education, and entertainment. And for far too long, you have been looking for that platform to showcase all those things. Oh well, here is a platform that gives you the opportunity to voice out the problems that are affecting you in your society and to showcase your talents and innovative skills. Join the conversation on Youth Arena with Cecilia and Sesay every Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. on Freetown Television Network, Channel 35, as I bring you interesting stories and topics around youth world. As young people, we go through so many